It feels like I've said the same intro forever. Can we find a 50D? Hey everyone, it's RobFindsTreasure. Welcome back to my channel. For today's nickel hunt and album fill episode, it's going to be episode number 95, and it's boxes 162 and 163 for the first book, and boxes 62 and 63 for the second book. Now, what we really want to find is a 50D to complete this Dansco Jefferson Nickels album, but if we cannot, we'll take a 39S because that will get us one more closer in the second set of books as well. Now, for whatever reason you have not seen all of this series, I do have the entire playlist starting at the very first box, linked both down below in the video description, as well as pinned up here for your convenience. For today's hunt, I've got a couple of these Brinks boxes, and I don't see these too often, and I do have better luck in these boxes when I can get them, so I'm happy that I got two of them from two different banks this week. Now, the rolls are a little bit in disarray, but there are 50 rolls in each box, and we do have circulated nickels. I've already double-checked that, so we know we have 100 rolls to hunt. Now, I will give you guys a look at the books at the end when I compare the finds to the books for any upgrades and or fingers crossed additions, but for now, we're going to slide them out of the way and just get started. You guys know the drill. If and when I have a find, I'll bring it back in, and of course, we want silver, buffalo nickels, a V-nickel if we're lucky, the key dates or semi-key dates that we need, as well as any varieties if we can find some. I'll be back when I have a first find. Roll number 2 of the box. We've already found a 57P in decent shape, but now we've got a 1946 Philadelphia. Roll number 12, another 40s find, a 1947 Philadelphia. And while I have you here, I can already see it. We've got a Canadian nickel, minted in 1985. Roll number 13 has a 50s nickel, and I normally don't show them, but this is a pretty nice 1955 Philadelphia. I'd already seen it. It looks like it might have been cleaned or it's just a weak strike, but either way, 55P is a semi-key date. Definitely a tough one to find, and it might be an upgrader. I'll go ahead and hold on to it. Again, it does look weird. Matter of fact, it might be a grease strike or struck through. It is. Yeah, so that's why it looks like a weaker strike. This one's been struck through grease pretty heavily. So definitely kind of a cool find. We got a semi-key date nickel struck through grease. I'll take that. Pretty cool find regardless. And a 55P to boot. Roll number 14. Another 40s nickel and the oldest of the box. A 1940 Philadelphia. Roll number 16, and I think we might be into some nicer nickels. I just recently, last roll, grabbed a 1962 Denver in pretty nice shape. And in this roll, we just grabbed another 1959 nickel, minted in Denver, in fantastic shape as well. Don't think we need it for any upgrades. We definitely found some nicer nickels recently in the last few rolls. That could be a good sign. Fingers crossed. Roll number 30. We have a 1949 nickel here. 1949 Philadelphia. And while I have you here, I will let you know that recently we also found pretty nice 1952 Denver. We'll take that. So definitely some nice ones in the box. We have 20 rolls left. Roll number 32 is going to give us our first nickel from 1941, and it does have a war nickel type look to it, but obviously it's not going to be a war nickel. 1941 Philadelphia. We'll take it. Roll number 34, another nickel from 1940, also a Philly. Roll number 37, our second nickel from 1941, minted. It does have a mint mark, and it is a San Francisco as I thought it might be, but wanted to make sure. Roll number 45, another 1946 nickel. This one is minted in Philadelphia. Well, we finished that first box of nickels, and you know what? No 50D, no 39S, no war nickels or buffalo nickels, but we do have 21 finds on the board, including a really nice 55P, a 59D, a 54D, and a 52D, and I'm hopeful that one of those will upgrade one of the albums. We also got the Canadian nickel, as you guys saw, and a few other more modern nickels I'll check against the album. One box down, one box to go. I'll remove this out of the way, slide that over, and we'll begin the hunt and see if we can add stuff to the board or something to the album. Roll number 55 out of the 100 roll hunt, and we have a 1940 nickel, minted in Philly again. The box has been pretty slow, but roll 69 might give us some silver. And you probably can see it right there by the edge. At least it looks like it. I could be wrong, but we'll definitely double check. And it is. We have a 1945 silver war nickel from Denver. 35% silver in these bad boys. Can't get mad at that, paying a nickel for something worth definitely over $1. We'll add it to the board. The jar will be happy. Now let's find some more goodies, and hopefully the box starts heating up. Same roll. Got a nickel from 1941 in decent shape. 1941, Denver. We'll take it. Roll number 73, a nickel from 1949. 1949, Philadelphia again. Roll number 87, we have another early Jefferson, a 1940, Philly yet again. Roll number 91 of the hunt is going to give us yet another nickel from 1940. We've got a mint mark this time, 1940 Denver, and let's just make sure that's not a lamination there. No, that's just damage on it. 1940 Denver. Roll number 92, pretty corroded 1947 nickel, minted in Denver. Same roll, and I missed it in the last clip. I don't know if you guys could have seen it, but we had a buffalo nickel hiding out behind a few more coins. No mint mark, so it's going to be Philadelphia, and it is a type 2. And that is going to be a slick one. It might be a teens or 20s based on the wear, but we'll just take a quick peek. Yeah, no. I don't know. I can't see. I'm going to use Nicodate on it and see if I can get a date. My pre-guess is 1917 Philly, but let's just check and make sure. Well, my trusty Nicodate did the trick. We definitely saw the date. I don't know if you guys will be able to see it, but that's going to be a 1913 first year nickel with the buffalo design and the Indian head obverse, but it's only going to be a type 2 and no mint mark. So we'll take it. 1913 Type 2 Philadelphia minted buffalo nickel found in the box. Can't get mad at that. Roll number 93 is going to give us a fun find here. We're going to have a proof nickel, as you can see, peeking out back here. Can't get mad at that. It's going to be the piece metal nickel, 2004 San Francisco. We'll take it, put it next to the buffalo we just found, and that's kind of like the trifecta. Silver, buffalo, and proof in the same box. Now, if we could just get a V nickel or a 50D, that'd be a home run. Well, we finished that second nickel box. It had 15 finds, so it was a little bit lighter as far as finds, but one would argue the quality was better because we got a war nickel, a buffalo nickel, and a proof nickel. That being said, 36 finds is not a bad amount for 2 boxes. It's a little bit less than I like, but with those 3 finds from that box and some of the nicer nickels from the last box, maybe we'll get some upgrades to the albums. Yeah, we didn't find a 50D. Yeah, we didn't find a 39S yet again, but that's roll hunting. You got to take what you can get until the next hunt. Let me go ahead and compare these finds with both sets of books and bring you back with a final look if we have any additions or upgrades and some final thoughts. Well, I've compared the finds to both albums, and actually we had quite a few upgrades. For the Series 1 set, we did have 2 upgrades, the 41D and the 41S. I was surprised that I could actually upgrade them, but the ones we found today had enough detail that I thought, you know what, let's go ahead and plug them in. Yeah, they're not perfect, but they are a lot nicer than the ones we had in there previously. For the Series 2 set of books, because I upgraded some of the older ones on the Series 1 book and they didn't upgrade those that were already existing in the Series 2 book, we didn't have anything old to upgrade, but we did upgrade some of the other more middle of the year nickels, like the 1955P. Looks like a beauty in the book. We'll definitely take that. The 1954D, another nice find today. And we did upgrade the 1952D, a very nice nickel. So the second series book is starting to look really good as well. Obviously, it's been nice to upgrade some of the more uglier war nickels. And for those wondering, this 45D, although it is nice, it's definitely not nicer than the 45D we have in the book. They're about even. Yeah, it looks shinier, but there's a little bit less detail in the hair, so it's not really a better nickel. And when I compared it to the first book, that one, even though it's a little bit dirty, it definitely has great detail. So not worth unplugging those two 45Ds for probably about the same, maybe less nicer as far as detail, but nicer as far as color. So we didn't upgrade that. We'll use that for the jar. At the end of the day, we've now hunted 163 boxes for the Series 1 books. We were able to get a couple of upgrades, but still no 50D. Through 63 boxes for the Series 2 books, we got 3 upgrades, but still no 50D or 39S. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this 2-box hunt. I know I did. Anytime you can upgrade 5 nickels in your 2 nickel albums, that's a good hunt. On top of that, we found a buffalo and some silver for the jar. If you did, I'd appreciate that thumbs up. And as always, everyone, happy hunting and thanks for watching. Another nickel hunt, another nickel snack for the 2022 silver jar.